Hi guys, welcome back. As you've seen from the last episode, we had problems with the clutch. We had to take the box out. I had to take the spacer. There's a little alley spacer that spaces the slave to the clutch. So come with me and I'll show you something. Right, so we have our working clutch. And we've got a nice gear stick that I've made. So we've got all the gears now. Let's see if we can piece all the rest of it together. So as you can see at the back of the engine, on the bulkhead, I gold taped it. This is to prevent heat like soaking into the car. Eventually we will heat wrap the downpipe as well, what I'm in the start of making. And as you can see, it's pretty big. That's a 4-inch 100mm. Always put a flexi in your downpipe because people moan, oh my manifold snapped. That is why, because you didn't put one of them in. So we've got a 3-inch off the turbo, step up to a 4, and then we've had to cut a 45 down to get the angle, and then a 90 to get it to face the floor, and then I need to put a straight in to this 45, then to kick it under the floor where the heat tray is to get it to go out the car. This is a little trick of mine. If you're cutting big tube or small tube, get a straight bit of paper, obviously rip it in half, put it around the tube. If you line it up, it's completely straight. It's just simple. It saves you trying to cut it not right. And that will do. And always get a nice file and clean your burrs off on the inside. So we'll weld that to there. Well, we're going to tap weld it, so if it's wrong I can always trim it down, or if I'm going to make it longer we can always add more to it. Remember, when you're welding, I know I'm welding this with a MIG, I haven't got a TIG, and it's going to get heat wrapped anyway, so you're never going to see it. But anyway, just like do little sections, because if you weld it all in one, it will twist, and then it won't be the same shape that you started in the first place. Alright? Right, so there you go, all welded. So we're now gonna, that's quite hot, carry it on down here, and then another 45 to take it under the car. But that is the downpipe. What do you think, Aaron?
Nice.
Let's see how good I am, or if that will do. So it's the exhaust is on. And that ain't a bad fit for looking from the top. That is like perfect. I'm happy with that. And then the massive exhaust to the tiny little screamer pipe. But that goes like that needs to move round that. Right? That's actually moved. But yeah, it sits like that. Like that. That'd be the screamer pipe. Not too nice. Right, so as you've seen, we did the downpipe. I'm waiting for the postal. As usual, I've ordered bits, but it hasn't turned up. But we have more goodies that turned up in the meanwhile, so we can open these up and have a look. We've already opened this, but we've got some coil pack plugs, as we're going to be running smart coils. Turbo gasket. This is not like a sponsored thing or nothing, but they are really good. There you go. So on eBay, they're about like 15 to 20 quid, they range, but they're just really good gaskets. Then we got some EXO heat wrap for the downpipe and the manifold. Conceptual tuning, and now I've moved to Essex, because if you didn't know, they were in Brixham, then they went Exeter, and now they're in Essex. You need to tell people. But yeah, got some exhaust manifold gaskets, so we can sort of button up. Got an oil filter, and then, as you're well aware of, I'm sponsored by obviously Engine Tuner for the drift car. I've paid for these, but they've provided us with some link goodies. That will be in the next video, doing the loom and putting all the link stuff on, and the link ECU. So this is from Strong Flex. And we got some rear diff bushes. So as we're waiting for parts, we're going to install the rear diff bushes. Get them in the car, out the way, done. Then when the diff comes back with the LSD in it, we can fit it, and then that can just go in, out the way, done. And then we can put the prop on, and then I can finish all the exhaust. So let's get the old diff bush out and fit the new ones. Oh, they got little hooks on. Get on. Ah, little hooks there. So you ain't got to struggle. Why don't all manufacturers do that? So you don't have to struggle holding the anti-roll bar in the air. You can just literally hook it in. What a good design. So you throw her all the way. Right, let's cut this bush out. There you go. So we had to pull the anti-roll bar down to get the bushes out, and then obviously get the new bushes in. And then thank you to my mate James, he made this, because he owns a Supra, to pull the bushes back in. So make sure you grease up the bushes well. It just makes it easier to pull them in. It comes with all the lube, use it. Let's get them in. Yeah, they're in. There you go. 2 bushes. Right, so we got the diff bushes in. Can't do any more on that because we're waiting for the diff to come back. So that's in Plymouth. But today, whilst I was on my lovely course, because this is another day, we have a nice 4-inch V-band. Look at that beauty. We've got some 4-inch pipe to finish the downpipe. So we can start getting it underneath the car and then working out what I'm going to do. So, and Harry loves stickers. So, what do the stickers say?
Strong Flex.
So, what are you going to do with them? Stick them on something.
Stick them on something what you don't know.
Right. So we're going to mount the V-band on the bottom of the exhaust, while on the bottom of the downpipe, right next to the gearbox, and then it'll be easy to get the downpipe up, out, so if I ever need to do any work on it, it will just make life easier. So let's get this welded on, and then we'll have a look at the bends. So the red string is so we can work out roughly where the lowest point of the car is, and we are literally like on it. I can't get it any higher because of the shape of the floor. Right, so we've put a short section of 4-inch on, and then we're going to try and step it up into the tunnel, because the prop shaft sits, without dropping that, like up here. So it sits quite high, so we need to, this is obviously the lowest point of the car, so we're not too bad. I'm going to try and turn it and get it in the tunnel and then rejoin it to the 3-inch, and then if I ever decide to make 4-inch all the way through, I can. But as I'm running an external wastegate, I don't really need to run 4-inch all the way through. But as I've got it, I might as well use it. Right, so I've ordered a 3-inch V-band to go in here because these connections are not the best. But I've just found this connection, so we can bolt it on there, and it will just give me a rough guide of like where I've got to go, and then I can make it up. So we're going to bolt it on, and then we've cut some bends, and we're going to try and get it to come across into the tunnel, and then meet up to the 3-inch exhaust. It'll be like a step down in. Right, let's take it off. So we've cut up an old brace I had, because it's solid bar and it's the right size to make an exhaust mount. So that one will go in there, like that. And then we're going to weld that to the gearbox brace, and then weld that to the exhaust. That went in my shoe. That was burning my skin. Ow. Right, so we've welded on the exhaust. Ow, that's hot. Do you want to start again? Right, so we've put on the exhaust mount. Going to now take down the midsection of the exhaust so we can fully weld it up, and then take the downpipe down, weld up the V-band, and then the downpipe's completely finished. We're waiting for some bits of pipe to finish and a V-band to obviously finish the rest of the exhaust. So then that will be done, and then we can heat wrap the downpipe and take the manifold off, heat wrap the manifold. Just need to do the oil return for the turbo, and then the turbo can go on. I've got new gaskets, we can bolt all that down, bolt the downpipe on, and then that's like all done then. So right, let's get it off and weld it all up. So we've welded it all up, welded the V-band all the way around, then we've welded up the midsection of the exhaust with a nice mount on it. Then we've got the manifold off because we're going to heat wrap that, so that's next. And then on the turbo, the oil return was in the wrong place, had to sort of kick it around the manifold and then get it in. But when you do these, try and get it as like, you don't want to be going straight. You want to be going as much down as possible, because obviously it's oil return and it's done by gravity. So our heat wrap, this is good stuff from EXO. This is the carbon fibre. There you go. Lovely heat wrap. And then when you do this, you've probably seen in my previous videos, bucket of water. But let's get it wrapped up. So we've heat wrapped it and I've ran out. So that is 10 meters of heat wrap on there. Alright, I might be a bit generous with it than some people, but I'd rather it was tight. So we don't need much, but we also got to heat wrap the downpipe, so I'm going to order more anyway, so that doesn't matter. That's that. We also started on the loom, as you would have seen. So the loom's up there at the moment. We will be doing more on that next week. So I'm going away to Poland for Drift Masters with some friends. So this video should be up Sunday, thanks to Cameron. So next week we'll be finishing the heat wrapping the downpipe, bolting it all on, basically like bolting all the hot side back on, down, finished. Hopefully we'll be finishing the loom, then we can start getting the loom on and then get the inlet on, and then we can get the intercooler out. So we're going to get that out, uncover it, clean up the mounts I made for it, paint them, put them all back in. So that's all going to be in the next video. So give us a like, give us a comment, let us know what you think. If you think we've missed anything you'd like to see, put it in the comments. Over and out.